What up? Say so G. Back into the top, back into the video. So the title of this video is going to be how to not get laid off in 2025. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out. You leverage, you better yourselves. So once again, I'm in DC. Something's going on around here, y'all. I think it's a protest behind me. I'm not exactly sure, but the road is blocked off. One of the major roads here in DC is blocked off. There's a lot of police around here. So anyways, I'm gonna knock this video out, and then I'm gonna get back on my side of DC so I can get up out of these folks' way. So let's get into it. So hold on, y'all. Trying to hear what she was trying to say, like there's some announcement going on. But anyways, so getting back to the topic. So how to not get laid off in 2025. So there's a couple ways for you to prevent yourself from getting laid off. And as a disclaimer to this video, you know, what I'm going to tell you is not a guarantee, right? It just isn't. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's job is different. Everybody's company is different. So for me to sit here and give you a guarantee that what I'm telling you is going to work, that's not realistic. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is that what I'm going to tell you is going to put you in the best position possible, so it doesn't happen to you. Because you know, last year and this year, I'm pretty sure before the year has ended, there's going to be a lot of companies going to lay folks off, and unfortunately, a lot of folks that are in tech believe that they were untouchable. And that was not the case, because I'm in tech myself, you know what I'm saying? And even I understand that I am replaceable. I think that it's going to be hard for somebody to replace me because of my skill set and my experience, but my job is not a guarantee, you know what I'm saying? There was this one lady, not to get off topic, but there was one lady that I saw on video a couple days ago, and she was talking about how she got laid off. She actually made a video talking about her being laid off, right? And she was high up there, was making about $300K a year, and she was in the marketing section of her company, and she worked for Sony. So she said she worked in tech, right? So I'm sitting here thinking like yeah, I mean, well, she didn't say she worked in marketing into the middle of the video. I'm thinking she's a tech worker. And then when she said she's in marketing, I said, okay, that's the reason why you probably got laid off, because you're getting paid $300K when you have AI now that can probably do half of the job, half of the things you do in your job. You know, now, had she been an actual tech worker, that might have been a little bit more difficult for her to get fired with her being paid $300K. Because I'm telling you, y'all, you know, it's not to get off top of it. I'm telling you, I am telling you, if you are a tech worker and you're making $300K or more, that means that your skill set is so valuable that the company cannot afford to let you go. It's a difference. It's a difference in working in tech and working as a tech worker. Most of the folks that I know that are making over $300K, their skill set is something that less than 10% of the tech population can even do. So that's the reason why the companies are paying these folks that much money. You know what I'm saying? Cloud architects that work with AWS or Amazon, penetration testers, basically ethical hackers, folks that actually hack into computers, but ethically, not illegally. Some software engineers that create software for the government. Like, these folks have a skill set that, like, these folks getting paid a freaking bag. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to their jobs, it's hard to fire them. It really is, you know what I'm saying? But they're not untouchable. So, you know, so that's one of the points that I want to put out there when it comes to, you know, putting yourself in a situation where you don't get laid off. And that's your skill set. Your skill set is going to secure your bag more than anything else. I'm telling you. Your skill set, if you have a valuable skill set that a lot of folks don't have, that's going to secure your bag more than anything else. I'm telling you. Because, like I said, in the tech field, and even in other fields as well, you have some folks that have skill sets that are so valuable that it's just hard for them companies to let them go. And you have to constantly learn, right? You have to constantly put yourself in position to where you're taking courses. You know what I'm saying? You're getting mentorship from maybe your peers or your superiors at your job. Always keeping up with the news in your industry. And as another caveat to this video, what I'm telling you, it can be associated with corporate America. It can also be associated with, like, if you work in the fast food industry. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a job is a job. Everybody got their own place when it comes to the job market, and everybody needs money. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're a person that's a janitor at your local bank or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, put yourself in a position to where you're learning and you're understanding how the banking system works. And maybe like, if you clean certain offices, or you put yourself in a space to where, like, you're talking to folks that are in the office, just ask them, hey, do you want your bathrooms clean, 2 or 3 times a day or more? What's the interval that you need to have your trash taken out? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many ways you can actually talk to people to put yourself in position to where you're being seen. That's another way for you to be able to secure your job and not be laid off, is to make connections, right? If nobody knows you, it's gonna be extremely easy for folks to let you go, right? I've seen situations to where, folks have made themselves known so much, and it's not about kissing butt. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a job, if you have a 9-to-5 job, and you're trying to secure your job, and you're trying to make sure you're able to take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? You need to have connections. You need to know folks at that job, folks that actually have position in that job, in that company. Because, at the end of the day, your pride can't have you effed up. It really can, because I'm telling you this, there's no other feeling like leaving your job, knowing you just got fired or laid off, and you walk into your house, and you come to the realization that the very next day you can't go to work. You have no job, right? Which means that for most folks, they don't have no income anymore, because a lot of folks don't have residual income, right? So when you get laid off or fired, and you walk in your house for the first time after you got told you was laid off or fired, then basically you're in a mind space like, you know what, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I can't make any more money. I'm done, right? So that's not a good place to be. It just is not a good place to be, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, making connections and talking to folks that are in position, that are in high positions, can help you out a lot. It really can, especially if you know down the pipeline that it's going to be some layoffs. Being able to pivot and to be able to conform to the company's needs and wants. That's another way for you to be able to not be laid off, or a situation to where it's not going to be easy for you to get laid off or fired. What I mean by that. So here in DC and the federal government as a whole, President Trump has made a mandate where remote work is going to be not necessarily non-void, because I think the policy this state that the companies have some leeway as far as like who can stay remote and who can't. But for the most part, I would say probably like 90% of folks that are doing remote work will have to come back to the office, right? And you want to keep your job, you better do what the folks tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? I work for a nonprofit, but my nonprofit is funded by the government. My company is funded by one of these big agencies in DC, right? So, if I want to keep my job, and they tell me that I need to come back into the office, guess what? I'm coming back to the office. There's no getting around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they tell me I got to come out to the office, meaning I can't do my two days of remote work anymore, guess what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Conform. Now, if you don't want to do that, and you want to to search for another job and have a job that's conducive to your lifestyle, then so be it. I'm not telling you to stay there and suffer. All I'm saying is that for the most part, a lot of times when you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't have the leverage. Your company does, your boss does. You don't have no leverage, right? Because they're paying you the paycheck, not vice versa. You have to depend on them to get paid to take care of your family and take care of yourself. So whatever these folks tell you to do, you better do it. You know what I'm saying? That's no way of getting around that. You know what I'm saying? I think Gen Z has a hard time with it. That's the reason why a lot of Gen Zers don't like to work a conventional job. But that's for another day, another conversation. But those three things that I just mentioned are going to be some of the main ways for you to be not necessarily layoff proof, but in a space, in a position to where it's going to be extremely hard for you to get laid off, right? I'll end this video with this. Even though I mentioned earlier in the video that, that tech has seen a huge hit when it comes to layoffs because Google, Apple, Amazon, a lot of these tech companies, or, these companies that deal with tech have laid off a lot of folks. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the folks they laid off, I'm not gonna say they were insignificant, but the folks they laid off did not have a strong skill set, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to generalize these folks that got laid off, but I've been working in tech for over 25 years, and I've seen a lot of layoffs, right? I was in the Army when I saw these things, and I've seen some layoffs since I've been a civilian. But 9 times out of 10, most of these folks that got laid off were either not tech themselves, meaning that they were maybe they were customer service, or maybe they worked in logistics, or they worked in transportation. Maybe they worked in supply, something like that, you know what I'm saying? There were folks that were not tech workers that got laid off, you know what I'm saying? Or they were tech workers, but they may have been journeymen, they may have been interns or some other positions, you know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, most of these folks that got laid off were not folks getting paid $300,000 a year. Because like I said, if you are in a position to where you get paid that much, that means that you got a skill set that's so valuable that these folks can't afford to let you go, right? When these folks got laid off, these mass layoffs, these folks had jobs that were replaceable. They were easily replaceable, you know what I'm saying? So you have to make yourself not easily replaceable. It's simple math, y'all. It's simple math. You have to put yourself in a position to where, if layoffs come, they're gonna have a hard time telling Johnny, Susan, Karen, John, Jason, right? They're gonna have a hard time to tell these folks that they don't have no job anymore because their skill set and how they have injected themselves to the company have made themselves so valuable that it's just gonna be hard. And it's not about a feeling, it's about what they provide to the company, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna hurt the company for them to let you go. And that's how you have to look at things. So anyway, that's just a conversation with let me know what y'all think. Layoffs is real in 2025, y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I do believe that this new administration, this new administration is going to fix some things. I promise you it will, all right? So, you want me to discuss the topic or subject, think it benefits your channel, email me asog757@gmail.com. My email address is in the description below. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.